friends, how's it going? It's Ultimus, and today we are going to be taking a look at the much anticipated Demonology Warlock Artifact Weapon, Skull of the Minari. Now, Demon Hunters, herder, jeez. It's been a very long day. Please do forgive me. This video might not make any sense at all, and if it's utter crap, we're going to have to redo it a couple times. The Demonology Warlock is one of the most anticipated class changes in Legion. Demonology Warlocks have needed a makeover for a very long time now, and so this has definitely been a long time coming, and so it's cool to see them getting so much attention. And even though I really don't play a Warlock a whole lot, though, again, leaving it up to you guys what classes I'm going to be playing in Legion, there could be a strong contender. But if I played any spec, it would probably be Destruction or Affliction anyways. However, Demonology, from what we've seen, is looking to be very, very promising and a whole lot of fun. So I'm excited to look at these talents and this tree and see what we got going on here. So for starters, before anything else, I want to take a look at the imagery. Now, this one keeps moving around a lot, so we really can't do a whole lot with it. But I want to look at the gaze of the first summon here, just to give us an idea. Of what this is going to look like. And so I can't imagine this weapon's going to be held. Just based on looking at the weapon itself, what's going on here, I would imagine this is going to potentially rest kind of floating in front of the Warlock face. That's the impression I'm getting, because all of these are skulls and masks, essentially, is what they're looking like. And so the skull itself looks dope. The horns on it, the textures, the different colors. That red is pretty savage looking, I'm not going to lie. Apparently the purple's not finished yet. But then we got Pride of the Pit Lord, which definitely looks exactly like you expect. Very much like a Pit Lord skull with those flames coming out of it. I really want to see what this is going to look like in-game with all the textures buffed out and completely finished. That goes without saying, though. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. We have the Burning Remnant here, which looks very similar to what you would imagine like an Abyssal or an Infernal skull, essentially. And then we have the Soul of the Forgotten, which, with all the squares and boxes floating around here, I'm very curious what this is going to look like actually in-game. But this should give us an idea of what the weapon itself is going to look like. And like I said, I'd imagine it being something that rests potentially in front of the Warlock face. But again, that's yet to be seen. Maybe it's going to actually be held in their hand, and that's what it is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at equip effects and talents. As with all the other weapons, we're looking at the 3 relic slots, and then once we equip it, it states that your shadow bolts can enrage Thalkiel, causing him to teleport to your enemies and scream. Okay. The only thing I thought of, you guys remember that goat video that was going around for a while that would like be interjected into music, particularly Taylor Swift's song Trouble, how they did the goat, and it would just do that scream? Yeah, that's what I imagined. Don't ask me why, but that was literally the first thing that came to mind, and I just about lost it, so bear with me on this one. Screams, dealing 200% spell power shadow damage to all enemies within 5 yards every 1.5 seconds for 6 seconds, and fearing lesser undead and demons. Interesting. So looks like Demon Bolts and Shadow Bolts. Okay, so that would make sense. But that's interesting. And then who is this Thalkiel? Is this going to be just a pet that you have out no matter what? Like, I don't really know. Give me a second. I'm going to pull up the spells and abilities page real quick, and we're going to go from there. So I'm not really seeing anything about who this Thalkiel guy is, what it is. I would imagine it's going to be a pet or a servant that's going to follow you around, essentially. We'll see if the talents in the tree here give us any more clues as to what that's all about. But whoever this guy is, it causes him to teleport to enemies, scream, and deal a ton of damage to all enemies within 5 yards every 1.5 seconds. So there it is. It's kind of cool, though. It sounds pretty dope, especially because it fears the lesser undead and demons, so that would probably shut down some of the other Demonology Warlock's imps, as well as Death Knight minions as well, which is very, very interesting. It's kind of interesting to see that the Demonology Warlock is going to have a little bit of superiority over that type of field advantage, I guess, or those enemies. So taking a look now at our first talent, Thalkiel's Consumption. says Thalkiel drains the life from your pets and unleashes a blast of shadow damage at your current target equal to the life he stole. So it's a 2-second cast and a 1-minute cooldown. I'm curious then how, like, what's the cap on, of course, what the life is going to be taken? Do you have any control over how much he takes, how much he doesn't? Is it random? Etc., etc. Or is it literally going to drain all of the remaining life from the pet? Like, because if you can get one of your pets at full life and do that, that'd be very interesting. I just don't know mechanically how this is going to work out, but it sounds kind of cool. So, again, the whole idea of demonology is demons are, your pets are not your pets like a hunter pet, but they are minions and servants that you rip from the twist and the other to do your bidding, and that's it. There's no emotional attachment whatsoever. It's the ultimate abusive relationship, as terrible as that sounds. You're literally using your demon pets to fulfill your wishes, and so, again, you're draining their life, moving it around to fill your own, attack your enemies, all that good stuff is what a Demonology Warlock is all about. Open Link increases the healing of Soul Link by 10%, 20, 30%. Sharpened Dreadfangs increases the critical strike scaling of your Dreadstalkers by 5, 10, 15%. You have a spell now as a Demonology Warlock that is going to summon 2 Dreadstalkers, so I'd imagine that would directly buff their damage. Summoner's Prowess increases the haste and health provided by demonic empowerment by 3, 6, 10%. I am curious to... What are Demonology Warlock's main stat priorities right now? Are they one of the few classes that benefits really well from haste? I don't know. Imp Slap. When Hand of Gul'dan critically strikes, it summons twice as many wild imps. Holy butts. Because Hand of Gul'dan right now, if you use it at full power, I think it summons 5 imps? I think is how it works. So with this, when it critically strikes, it summons 10, potentially? I could be off on the number, but we're looking at 10 or 20. I remember the initial one summons at least 5, but it might be 10. So yeah, but this, either way, doubled imps, that's kind of crazy. Especially because you're going to get an ability that lets you throw your imps at the target, and then they explode, so more imps means more power. Crazy. That skill alone just sounds fun. Dread of Night. Call Dreadstalker will summon a 3rd Dreadstalker. Okay, getting serious now. Alright. The Doom of Azeroth. Increases the damage of Doom by 3%. What? Alright, whatever. I'd imagine that's going to go up to 10. Yeah, there we go. Cost 3,039 artifact power, so not going to be using that one anytime soon. I'm sure that's a bug, though. Maw of Shadows increases the critical strike chance of Shadow Bolt by 3, 6, 10%, I would imagine, even though that's bugging out. Firm Resolve reduces the cooldown of Unending Resolve by 20 seconds, 40 seconds, 60 seconds. Legion Wrath increases the damage of Demon Wrath by 10%, 20%, 30%. Infernal Furnace increases the damage of her wild imps. Firebolt by 10, 20, 30%. I would imagine that goes up too. Yeah. Crazy. So literally just, again, very much revolving around your demon's abilities, that's for sure. Siphon of the Minari. Each summoned demon increases the mana gained from life tap by 2%. Oh, that's kind of cool. So the more pets you have, the more mana you're going to get out of that. It's kind of cool too that life tap is definitely back. I know that was a skill that a lot of people missed, and so it's cool to see it finally coming back. Dirty Hands increases the critical strike chance of Hand of Gul'dan by 10, 20, 30%, which is great because, again, that's going to play very well off of this one as well, so it's kind of cool. I just like the name of that talent, Dirty Hands. Like, ew, when's the last time you washed your hand, Warlock? It's a big no-no in the workplace when you work around food. Why that was relevant, I don't know. Like I said, please forgive me. I am extremely tired. Stolen Power. When your pets deal damage, you gain a stack of Stolen Power. At 100 stacks, your next Shadow Bolt is increased in damage significantly. That's interesting. So again, the more pets you have out and can manage and can get to proc out there, the more often this is going to stack and proc. I don't know, Demonology Warlocks already do decent damage with Shadow Bolt, so that's kind of crazy. Imp to the Breach. When your wild imp would expire, it instead charges the enemy and explodes. So you're going to have a skill that lets you throw your imps at the enemy and explode. And in this case, if they get ready to expire, they're just going to jump and explode anyway. So you're either going to have the on control explode effect, or eventually you get it to where they just explode anyways. So either way, damage, never a bad thing. The Expendables. Also a movie. When your wild imps die, other pets are inspired. This is so sad. And gain 1% additional damage. This effect stacks up to 25 times. So I feel like pretty much you're going to want to be causing imp rotation to be going on as often as possible as a Demonology Warlock. Like, you're going to want to get as many on the field as you can and potentially use them to die as quick as possible to buff your bigger pets, is the impression that I'm getting. And so you're going to want to filter through and cycle through as many imps as possible. So crit would potentially be the main stat you're looking for as a Demonology Warlock, because you want your Hand of Gold and a crit. Right? Because when it crits, you're getting even more imps. More imps means more explosions. More dead imps means buffs to your other pets. Seeing a theme here. I like that this isn't convoluted at all. At least looking at the talents here in the artifact tree, Demonology is looking very clear, concise. It's not looking like it's a very muddled or convoluted spec at all. It sounds, at least to me, like it's being, I don't want to say dumbed down, because that's yet to be seen, but it's definitely being simplified to the point where it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun to play for a lot of people, which I think is really good. Obviously, I think you're going to have, you know, the good Warlocks and the good Demonology Warlocks will definitely outshine the lesser ones, which is, again, completely fine. That's how it should be. But it seems like it's going to be a spec that's going to be a little bit easier to pick up and play, definitely compared to what it is now, which I think is really cool, because, again, that's something that this class needs. Out of all the classes and specs in World of Warcraft, Demonology Warlocks, for sure, I think, are in the need of the most attention, maybe aside from Shamans. Shamans definitely need a lot of attention right now, because there's just a lot of stuff mechanically that needs to be reevaluated, but that's another video for another time. But I think that's going to do it for this video. All the while, Demonology Warlocks looking very interesting, definitely looking strong on paper, looking like they're going to be a lot of fun. I definitely hope against hope that I can actually get into the beta and get my hands on them and check them out. Not just for video purposes, although that's a huge motivator for sure, but just because it would be fun. I want to get a feel for what this is going to look like, so it's going to give me a better idea of what I might want to roll come Legion, spec-wise, for anything. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. We've been going on long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. We're still shooting for 500 subs come summertime, so if you'd like to help me get there, muchos gracias. If you want, you can follow me on a couple of different social media platforms we got posted throughout the page here. You can find links to my Facebook and my Twitter here. On my Facebook is where I post links to videos every day. You can get notified when videos are going live, and it gives you another place where you can contact me, leave requests or suggestions for videos, all that good stuff. Ask me any questions. Same thing with Twitter. My link is down there below. And you can see my Instagram address in the banner of the channel, where I post basically every day more personal stuff than YouTube or gaming related. So if that's your jam, please feel free to follow me there. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.